Hi there, and welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. As many of you know, I'm really into barbs, but I've been really getting into planted tanks lately. And having the right light, well, that's key, because you don't want to overpower it and be full of algae, or underpower and have your plants die. Recently, the good folks at Seaoura contacted me and asked me to do a review on their Aquarium LED light. Now they sent me the 24/7, 24-watt LED light to review. Before we can really talk about the light itself, let's talk about the company. It's a relatively new company from about 2018. They're from Shenzhen province in China, which is a well-known area for construction of aquarium products. You gotta remember, China was one of the first to actually keep the aquarium fish. Being that I love koi, and you've seen my ponds, they actually developed koi. And they're one of the first peoples to keep fish as pets. So who better to make products for the industry? Let's actually take a look at the product itself. Again, it's the Seaoura 24/7 Aquarium Light. This light has two modes, that being the manual, where you can control the light from 10 to 25 to 50, 75, and 100% with multiple colors. If you choose to use the 24/7, it chooses everything for you, being that it'll mimic sunrise right up and through the day until sunset, and then the moon phase. And we'll go through all that in time. Before we can, look at this product any further, I think it's important that we compare it to something. Now, I use Haiger products, and I also use Night Crew lights. Being that Night Crew, I don't have a Night Crew 24/7, it'd be unfair to compare it against that. I do have Haiger 24/7 LED lights, and we'll be comparing it to that. The Haiger has a relatively thin profile. It's got a sturdy aluminum chassis, and I'll go through the programming buttons. The Seaoura, it has a very sleek profile. It's again aluminum chassis with very even heat distribution, which is important. It's arms, extendable arms, easy to move. That way, if you want to keep it off your lid. I've left the light on simply because I'm running the 24/7 mode, but we'll get back to that later. The programming on this is a little bit more complicated than that of the Haiger, but it's still pretty straightforward. But I'll take you through all that in due time. We'll first look at the Haiger light. Again, it's a aluminum chassis. It's a little bit thicker than the Seaoura, as I'll bring that up there and you can see. Not much, but it's a little bit thicker. The control for the Haiger light is pretty simple. If you want to use it for the manual mode, you can control the lighting, which gives you 8, 10, and 12-hour settings. The on-off and manual settings for light and coloration. Pretty standard with most companies for the colors. And you can control the intensity of the light with up and down. Now, as far as the 24/7 model or mode, it'll start you off with red, simulating morning, then mid-morning, then high noon for the brightest, and then it'll start going into the afternoon mode where the light goes further down, and you can see it flashing, and then it goes to moon phase. So let's look at the Seaoura light. With the Seaoura, the control is pretty simple. This button here is on off, and then you choose what light you would like through that. As you can see, the lights are quite nice, and you have lots of options of those lights. With this control, I can set the intensity. So we can start at 10%, and you can see the light indicating 10, 25, 50, 75, and 100, and I'll show you what that looks like on the aquarium. We'll cycle through at 100%. This is the red, blue, green, pink, orange. I really like this one. This is the sea blue. Never seen this one before. And yellow. This is an interesting color. I kind of like that. And then there's a color changing loop. If you choose to use the manual mode, it's very simple. You just pick whether you want 6, 10, or 12-hour setting. Now, because I've hit the beginning of it, it's going to start the light cycle and slowly turn itself on and brighten up over the next few minutes. You can see it's starting to cycle now. And again, you get to pick the intensity level, whether it's 10, 25, 50, 75, or 100%. And you also get to pick the light, whether you want to go with full spectrum or choose the light of your liking. I prefer using the 24/7 mode with my fish. I think it's very important that the fish get a proper rest period and a proper circadian rhythm. And by having a equal amount of, or proper amount of daylight and night light, and then full darkness is very important. Also, not being awakened abruptly by either bright lights or a noise is important, just to us as it is to your fish. Now, if you want to use their 24/7 mode, it's important to take a look at it. There's actually 16 time options. And if you note, if the light is on, that being the AM or PM light, if the light is on, that means the present time is PM. If the light is off, it's AM. So the top light here is the AM PM light, and being that it's in the afternoon when I'm doing this video, I'm going to leave it in that mode. Now it also gives you options to run your light from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's mode 1, or mode 2 from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and mode 3 from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. In order to change it from the M1 to the M3, what you do is you hit the scroll up and down, and being that I've chose the M3, I've got the 8 o'clock setting. Then click the 24/7 button to confirm the time. I've done that. And what I've done here is just, once I've reached the time that I want, it's in the PM, it's just about going into the evening cycle. In order to change it from the M1 to the M3, what you do is you hit the scroll up and down, and being that I've chose the M3, I've got the 8 o'clock setting. Then click the 24/7 button to confirm the time. I've done that. And what I've done here is just, once I've reached the time that I want, it's in the PM, it's just about going into the evening cycle. So this is your morning. We've got the light just barely on in the morning. Now slowly start ramping up. Now I'm going to accelerate that by hitting the arrow up. And now we've got a brighter, so that's still morning for full sunrise, and it'll gradually amp up. I'm going to accelerate it again by hitting the button. And now it's extremely bright, and you're at noon. Now it's going into the afternoon phase, and you can see with the buttons here. And slowly into the evening, and into the night, and then eventually off. It really does give you that many more options with this as compared to the Higer. It's a little bit more complicated at first, but once you get onto that, you'll really like this. I guarantee it. Just going over this light again, you have two different modes. That being the manual mode, which will give you 6, 10, 12 hours of brightness to whatever you set it. That being anywhere from 10 to 100%. And then you've got your options of all those colors. There's some pretty cool options for those colors. Some of, like, again, I've never seen before. Then the 24/7 mode, which I really, really do like. Again, it was a little complicated at first to learn it, but once I did, I got onto it really quickly and really enjoyed it. This is strictly for a freshwater aquarium. It's not programmed for salt, just so you know. I think this is going to be an excellent light for the purpose I'm going to be using it for, and that being to grow my plants in this tank, and the fish are going to love it. I really like the minimal profile of this light. It's really actually hard to tell it's there. And the last thing you want to be doing is looking at a bulky light. I truly like this light. It's got great value for a great price point. It's got almost 8,000 LED lights in it. I look forward to doing more product reviews with Seaoura. I think they're a great company. They have an American warehouse and American contact information, which is always great. I am really impressed with what I've seen so far. And I would tell you if I didn't like it. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching. And if you like what you saw, hit that like button, think about subscribing, and hit that notification so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Don't forget to check the links I've left down below for the company itself and for this product. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again real soon.